Hey everyone, welcome back to what's happening in real estate this week. And I've got Brian Hogben here from Mission 35 Mortgages. He's got Better Than the Banks. And Conrad Zerini is in Portugal doing his speaking. Oh yeah, he's all over the world, this guy. And anyway, we're going to miss him today because he's always got the stats going. But the one thing I want to talk about, okay. So first of all, there are some good deals out there, and a lot of people don't know this. So just to give you an idea, currently, I looked at homes that are available under 350,000, not including condos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So in Hamilton right now, there's about 12 homes for sale.
Wow.
Under 350,000 in Hamilton. And, obviously they're like, in North End, East, North, and all that.
And they
kind
fix
of
their
stuff.
uppers a little bit.
You know what? Some of them aren't. Some of them just need a little bit of a lipstick. Okay. Yeah. So there's 12. Okay. Now in Niagara region, there's 36. We're talking all in Niagara region. So, okay. So those are 36 homes. Now in Hamilton, in the last 60 days, it hasn't been that much. Now, what's going on is, people don't understand this. Like, this is the time to get in here. These homes, I know we're in a bit of a kind of a mild correction in the market, and Toronto just released some numbers. They're down 3% in, I guess, average purchase price versus last year versus this year so far. And the year's not out yet. But in Hamilton, they sold 10 homes in the last 60 days under 350,000. The lowest one was 230,000. So I don't know what condition the house was in, but they're fixable. Now in Niagara Falls, under 350,000, only 4 homes sold in the last 60 days. And Welland, there was 6 homes, and then St. Catharines, there was 6 homes. So the opportunities are out there. Like, look at it in Hamilton. There's in Niagara, there's 36 homes. So I mean, there's a diamond in the rough right there. There is a diamond in the rough. Yeah. So you just got to do your research. So question. So Brian, first time buyer. I'm going to walk through this thing.
All right.
Correct me if I'm wrong anyway, long way. You're the expert in the mortgages.
Got it.
Purchase price, 350,000. First time buyer.
Yep.
Down payment 5%.
Yep.
17,500. Okay. Land transfer tax is 0 for first time buyer.
Yep. Okay.
Right? Okay, because of the credit back, because of the low price. Legal bill 2,000, which I think is on the high side.
Yeah.
Or average.
Yeah, I think that's, we always like to estimate at least 1.5%, which is high. That includes land transfer tax though, so we always like to estimate a little bit higher.
Yeah. So question here. The land, okay. So there's that. Now mortgage, I'm basing it on 4% variable. Am I okay with that?
Yeah, because that's because it's actually cheaper right now. Like, you can get a variable, like, it's crazy. You can get a variable at 3.95. Even fixed rates are under 4% right now.
So I'm being totally conservative.
4 is good.
So mortgage $1,746 per month. Taxes $200. That's $2,400 on a house then at that price point.
Yep.
Okay, it could be a little more or less. Insurance $100 a month. Total $2,050.
So this one too, I
has CMHC insurance.
So I have CMHC, but there's 2 things too that people forget about too sometimes, is that like you have the CMHC insurance on, but you can do a 25-year amortization or a 30-year amortization. Remember?
I missed that. So
the 30-year amortization, you are actually, so I added on CMHC and then blew it out to a 30-year. You're at $1,694 a month. So it's about just a little bit cheaper than what you had there. That's with the CMHC insurance over 30 years. So you're $1,694. And then you add on your taxes and everything. So you add on the $1,694 plus the 2 and the 1, another $300.
So you're just under $2,000.
You're under $2,000 a month, principal, interest, taxes.
That's with the CMHC. Now you can finance your CMHC insurance. Am I correct?
And something too to remember for everybody there, that it's unbelievable how easy it is. The difference between a 25-year mortgage and a 30-year mortgage, I ran it in this scenario, under $700. Like, your CMHC premium is about $664 more. It's nothing. but your monthly payment going from a 25-year to a 30-year is almost $170 difference.
Big difference, big
Huge
difference. And it's worth it. It's worth it.
Well, and that's funny. That's one of those rules that came out. Like, it came out in 2024, this rule, but nobody was really doing it or talking about it. But now this has major effects for people, has major buying power.
Awesome. So question, a house like that, you and I, we own properties, we bought and sold, and we've owned. A house like that, how much do you think we can rent it for? $2,200 a month, 23?
I'm telling you that.
Let's say, yeah, right?
I think the single family home can be rented for $2,400 a month, no problem, because there are none. There are no single family homes available for rent. There's only the condos.
So, so if this person, first time buyer, buys this property, he's probably paying rent someplace, probably paying between $2,400, maybe $2,700. The house might be a little better than this that he's going to buy, but he doesn't own the house. So he's going to be paying somewhere between $27,000 to $30,000 a year in rent. Times that by 10, it could be up to $300,000 that he paid somebody else to live in this house in 10 years.
Yep.
Okay.
For sure.
So we got that. Now, the investor, $350,000.
Yep.
Down payment, $70,000.
Yep.
20%.
You got it. Yep.
He does have to pay the land transfer tax.
Yep.
So it's $3,725. Legal bill, $2,000. So his mortgage is going to be around $280,000. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. So his mortgage payment is $1,473. Okay. Taxes, $200. Insurance, $100. So his expenses are going to be about $1,773.
Mm-hmm.
He probably can collect rent $2,200, maybe $2,300. Let's say $2,300. We're being very conservative.
No problem. Like in my opinion, I've got places for rent right now, and for even if it's a little shabby, people want a backyard. People want something different, right? They want something unique, and renters don't have a lot of options when it comes down to houses. It's mostly a 2-bedroom or a duplex, triplex, not a single family.
There you go. So opportunity is there to afford, and right now, yes, we are in a flat state in the market. We are in a flat state.
Yep.
No problem. But the real estate will go up. So basically, now for an investor to get in, or even a first-time buyer, the mortgage, what do they call it? The first mortgage home improvement program, Purchase Plus program.
Yeah.
That, I'm telling you, these guys don't know about it. We got to get this educated out there more often. So, for instance, if the house is structurally fine, you get the home inspection done, it's done fine. You maybe need to, fix up, maybe shingles is important because it's a big expense. Shingles, furnace, windows, kitchen and bath, and flooring. Those, I think it's 5 things. If you do a purchase price on a 2 or 3 of those things, it works out. Every $10,000, it's $53 more a month. You're not putting out of your pocket to pay for this.
Yeah,
you are. Like people get in debt when they move into a house because they're trying to fix it up the way they want, and then they end up going broke because of it.
I agree.
This is a way to do it.
It's a little bit of planning up front. That program, it's funny, Rob. We used to do a ton of those going back 10 years, 15 years, and then people really got away from it. But the couple things with that program that people really need to know is that so you can add on $10,000, $20,000 for, like you say, the new kitchen, new bathroom, new floors, right? The caveat to this program is that, so it gets added onto your mortgage, right? Just like what you're saying, $53 or $50 for 10 grand is nothing in the grand scheme of things. However, you don't get the money until the renovations are complete. So I learned this the hard way. I'm scratching my neck.
No, I know. I remember this. Yeah.
Because the first time I did the program, I told my poor client that you get it on closing day, no problem. And then he called me up and said, "Brian, where's my money?" I said, "Oh gosh, I'm not sure." But you get the money after it's done, and as you can imagine, it's to prevent fraud, right? Because they found out that people would do a purchase plus and then not do the work, but it is amazing, right? So what you end up needing to do is you go to your contractor, and we've done this for clients in the past where we say, "Hey, Rob's approved for an extra $20,000. So the contractor has to fit the bill, but we'll give them almost like a letter of credit saying, hey, if you do this work that you say you're going to do, we'll give you the money."
The contractor will do it. If you get a good contractor, good contractor, he'll do it. If the contractor doesn't do it, Chances are he's probably not that good, and he's probably a fly-by-night guy.
And
I'm telling you.
I would be concerned about that too, because I'm sure, like, I got screwed over by a roofing guy once who I ended up giving 50%, never saw him again. That's the last time I did that. But if a contractor can't float the bill and doesn't have the references, that does say something about the cash flow and state of their business, right? So,
absolutely, absolutely. And I remember one guy, he did buy a property. I remember it was in the West End, and he ended up putting new windows and did, I think, kitchen and baths and stuff like that. He got the home purchase plus home improvement program, cleaned up the house beautifully, done nice. It was easy peasy. The lawyer usually holds the money in trust. Correct. And then somebody, I'm not sure who inspects it or whatever. They may even call the realtor, say, yes, it looks like the work's done, or pictures are done. Somebody has to inspect it.
They do it two different ways. Like if it's a lower amount, say 10 grand, 15 grand, they might take the receipts depending on the lender.
Yes.
But if it's a bigger one, then they'll end up having an appraiser go through, and they're not appraising it, but they make sure. The biggest thing is that, because this all gets approved up front. So if you say new kitchen, new bathroom, it doesn't really matter if you change the countertop or the cupboards to white, to black, to blue. But if you don't do what you say you're going to do, when I've run into problems in this program and someone says, we approved the purchase plus for a new kitchen, but then they redid the basement. It's like, guys, that's not the same thing. That may increase the value, but you're going to run into problems there.
Yeah.
So make sure you do reasonably, like, they're not going to hold to the letter of the law, but reasonably what you say you're going to do. And then the other thing too is they want you to do it quick, because remember, if you add on 20K to the mortgage, the bank is charging you interest on that money anyways. So you're paying full pop on the interest.
That's right. So you better get the work done
yet. So it's kind of like they want to be like, okay, we don't want this dragging on for 3, 4, 5 months. Get the shit done quick.
So let's say you find a house, they're asking $350, you buy it for $320. You want to put $30,000 into it. You're going to have a $350,000 mortgage. You're approved for it, no problem. Put a long condition in there, because you're going to need to get contractors in there. Yes. It can be you need to get a contractor in there, and to give you a proper written quote, so that legitimate quote on the work, and let them know that, say, listen, I'm going to hire you, but the thing is, the money's going to be held in trust at the lawyer's office, and you get that when it's completed. Now, if you can't handle that, then I got to find somebody that can. And that's one aspect of it.
Yeah, what we end up telling people too a lot of times is, say, during that conditional period, go to Home Depot or IKEA and price out your new kitchen, okay? Because if you don't use Home Depot, it's okay, but chances are Home Depot might be a little bit more expensive than, say, your contractor. And if Home Depot gives you a quote for $20,000 and the bank approves it, if you get the kitchen done for $18,000,
you're going to get the $20,000,
right? But if you get the kitchen done and it costs you $25,000, you don't get the surplus, right? So I always err on the side of caution to make sure you have a quote that is, you're building in all the situations that could go wrong, to make sure you have the money there.
So surprisingly, you're right. When it first came out, it was popular. Boom, it kind of died off. But I think this is important for a lot of people, especially first-time buyers. I think it's even for first-time investors. Like, there's so much property out there that like right now, you buy a property for $350,000, okay? And there's 36 of them in the Hamilton area, and that's in the Niagara area, and I think there's 12 or 15 of them in the Hamilton area. Now, you buy a property, instead of giving $300,000 in the next 10 years to a landlord, you will make $300,000 in the next 10 years. Plus, you've paid that towards your mortgage, which your mortgage in the next 10 years, how much could you pay off on a more like $100,000 mortgage, let's say, in 10 years? Would that be 20%, 30%?
I'd probably say
principal and interest.
Yeah, you'd probably be closer to 10 or 15%, but still.
Okay, 15%. So on $300,000, you've paid down, let's say, close to $50,000. Plus, your house has gone up to probably value of $600,000 to $700,000 in 10 years.
Yeah. I think it's just, I think people have to do a little bit of work, right? And we've gotten into a case. Sometimes people don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the purchase plus improvement. They just want to, like, we've talked about this before, where the number one selling property is the unicorn, right? The one that looks beautiful, it's amazing, it's phenomenal, right? But everything shows up as a little bit of work, right? Like,
everything.
But that little bit of work has tremendous payoff, right? Like, Rob Golfi didn't become Rob Golfi without putting in a little bit of work, right?
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's it. You too. So I appreciate this. Now I got to ask you something. You were away last week at a Tony Robbins event.
Yes.
Did you walk on fire?
I sure did, buddy. Absolutely. Absolutely, I did.
Okay, isn't it crazy?
100%.
I did that when I was 20 years old.
Oh my God. I wanted, honestly, right, whoever, like, it is a certified brainwashing when you go there. But I will tell you something. I believe everybody's brain today needs a little bit of washing at times.
Did they put you in a trance for a bit? Were you in a trance for about a half an hour? No,
they just get you fired up. It's just kind of like, imagine you're going into the fourth quarter of the basketball game and you're tied 40-40 and you want to win. Like, they put you in that spirit where you're like, I could play with a broken ankle, right? Where you're just you're just like, I want to win so bad. I want to win. So it's just, and he takes about 2 hours to get, Rob, there was 17,000 people there. It was in the Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim.
I can't believe it. And they did this in the parking lot, right?
Yeah,
outside.
And then all 17,000 people do it. Like,
and they have ambulances there. They have everybody ready.
Oh, yeah, they got the hose at the end to hose your feet off, right? You get the little hose. I had some,
I don't even think they had the hose to hose our feet off when I did it. So
they probably had some new fire precautions. They probably had some people burned, But
because they didn't believe. They did not believe.
They did not. It was awesome though, man. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Awesome. Yeah. That's good. You came back all fired up, eh?
Well, you know what? It's it's awesome. You know what? I think it kind of like, it just gives you certainty in what you want to do. It reinforces your beliefs and things like that. Like, I know you've done it before, and I think you did it when you were what, 20?
I did it when I was about 21 years old. I walked on fire. I couldn't believe it. And I actually was in the line where Tony Robbins was in.
Oh yeah.
I was like, it was like I was right there. Like he grabs you kind of by the shoulders. Okay, go.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. But like, look at how much momentum that probably gave you in your 20s, man. Like, I bet there's still practices and things that are anchored in you that you still use today.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I've seen Tony Robbins 3 times in my life. The last one was, I can't remember how many years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe a little, I think it was just before COVID. And I did a 5-day business mastery.
I did that one.
Yes.
That
incredible.
One,
it's not cheap either. Not cheap, but it's well worth it. You
know what? Honestly, you learn from people. And I tell you, at those events too, Rob, when you talk about networking and conferences, because I know you're a big believer in that, there's probably the nicest ballers that I ever meet in my life. I feel very humbled when I'm there, because you start to talk to other people and you're just like, holy shit. There's some successful people that go to those things.
So did he put you guys in groups? Did you guys go in groups?
Not in this one. In Business Mastery did, where you had to build up your business, right?
Right. So I'm still in touch with the group.
Yes. Yeah, same.
Like, we're talking like, I don't know, like 6 years later, like we get texts, hey, how's your life going? And it's pretty awesome, because everybody's pretty successful, and everybody's, we're talking about our success and everything else like that. And we're trying to set up a get-togethers one day, but it's hard to match everybody up. But
it's like what they say, you are who you associate with, right? And your success is based on your 5 closest friends and peers. And when you start to associate with that peer group,
Yeah,
I get to do a podcast with Rob Golfi, and that's bringing me up. You know what I mean? So that's good.
That's it, man. That's it. Brian, thanks so much for your time. And Grant, thanks for being on this show. What's happening in real estate this week? Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, everything. We are everywhere. And thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.
Thanks.